What up, world? We back again. It's your boy Chuckwick Ills, aka Charles Brown, CLBMG. I got another review for you, but first, how you doing? You good? Good. All right. So this time I want to talk about your boy U-God of the Wu-Tang Clan, the clique, RZA, Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Spectre Deck, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and your boy U-God. So so Venom. This album's called Venom. It came out, I think about a week ago. And it came out with a book, U-God's book, Raw, My Journey into the Wu-Tang, which I am currently probably 1/3 of the way through that book. I got the audio book, so it's crazy hearing U-God read the whole book to me, but it is what it is. I'm digging what I'm hearing so far, and so let's just talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about the album and the book simultaneously. If you don't know anything about U-God is, I want to say, like the 8th member of the 9-man group Wu-Tang Clan. I guess some people look at it as the least heard of. Yeah, you got Master Killer. I didn't even say Master Killer. You got Master Killer, but I think Master Killer may be on more verses than U-God. I'm not sure. But I think in over time in the histories of the Wu, I mean, somebody else could look that up for me or for you or whatever. But I think U-God is one of the least heard. And he tells you that it was like, he was in and out of jail. He wasn't focused. If you listen to that Breakfast Club interview, he just was running the streets like a lot of cats was. But I think U-God, back in the day for Wu heads, U-God showed you the extreme. It was like a level. It was like a rainbow. You had one extreme to the other. It was U-God was the very end of the spectrum of Wu-Tang. You had RZA, Jizza, Ray, ODB. It was so eclectic. It was so varied, and I think almost every style of hip hop was displayed in the Wu-Tang, and U-God was that choppy, stuttery, deep bass baritone voice that it was just raw, uncut, that hood flavor. If RZA was the upper echelon of rhyming, I don't know how to say this. What U-God was, he wasn't that. Let's just say that he wasn't the upper echelon. He was the other end of the spectrum. That how you get that hood dude that he not in all that smart, all that overly conscious or overly stimulating, overly mental, overly dictionary defined. Like, he not into all that super eclectic rapping. He just wants straight bar, 1, 2, keep it simple. That was more U-God's flavor. More so of not a cat reading off a paper, but a cat that don't care about the paper. He don't care what's on the paper. He's gonna say it how he feel it. And it's not going to be too complex. You're going to understand it. Jail cats going to get it. Cats that's real thorough, real tough, don't got a lot of smarts like in books, they're going to get it. And I think you need that with Wu. I think you need that spiritual level where RZA was at, RZA and Jizza, where it was the degrees of the science was so complex at times where a lot of people wasn't going to get it. Then you needed that gutter. You needed that below the belt. You needed the muscle of it. You know what I'm saying? You needed that U-God, that hard. That's the dude in the back that will run up soon as something go down. He run up to the front and just steal on the first dude out there. That's what you need in hip hop and in life. You just need, for every finesse dude, he need a muscle dude that's going to punch a dude in the mouth. And that's what U-God to me represents with this Wu-Tang. So I've been listening to Wu since, just like anybody else that really when Wu dropped, that's been me. And if you have to rate the Wu-Tang Clan, most people, if they're being honest, going to put You God down at the lower levels of the Wu members. That's not a disrespect. It's just that their level so high. You put You God on another team, and it's a disaster, killing people. But Wu-Tang levels are so high and they so sharp that You God has a really steep curve to try to match wits with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And not even You God's more on the street. I'm sure on the street, these dudes can't touch him. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure on the street level, if you listen to him, he's sunning all of them. He's teaching all of them, the ones that want to be street for whatever reason. You got that level padlocked. But when it comes to rapping, it's a whole nother game. But I say that to say this. You God is an acquired taste. You God has his fan base. And from my recollection of remembering the consensus of hip-hop heads about You God, it was always, you had one extreme to the other. It was always like, it was almost like he was a forgotten member to some degree. And one extreme to the other, what I mean by that is, there was some guys that really felt You God. They just felt him. They felt his presence and whatever. And there was some guys that was like, man, you know, they didn't really care for You God like that. They probably would have, if you was asking them, they'd be like, you God the weakest member of the clan. But I say that to say you need a You God. There is no Wu-Tang, I don't believe, without that guy, like I said, standing in the back, ready to punch in your face. That guy that the grimy jail cats can relate to, that thuggish, ruggish, that hardness, that if you even thought there was a weakness in there and you was going to test it, this the dude that you didn't want the problem with. And that's what you need. That's what we needed as Wu fans. We needed that spectrum. We needed that whole one extreme to the other. And I know that You God and RZA and Wu, they have these issues. From day one, we've always known that there was a ticking time bomb when you put 8, 9 guys on one team, even with all the 5% teaching and all this, you know, your seeds marry his, all that stuff, still there's going to be the human element. And right now, I don't know where it is with RZA and You God. I don't know where it is with You God and the whole Wu. It seems like he's cool with the bulk of it, but it's not, everybody's not on here on this Venom album. But the thing with You God and RZA, and it's some stuff none of us gonna know, but they always say they're brothers and things like that, but brothers fight and brothers had disagreements, and brothers, I don't know if brothers take each other to court, but that's what's going on right now. I don't know. I don't like to presume what RZA did and what he didn't do. I know some stuff look crazy. Like, I don't know who sold the $1 million album. They're saying this guy, that guy, whatever. Like, I don't know who sold the album. I don't know who actually is rapping on the album. They say everybody's rapping on the album, and they all just did some verses. If you check my other review, the last Wu-Tang album is crazy. Now, it seemed that they put that album together the same way they put this album together. I don't know if it was mathematics or whoever went around and grabbing verses and getting dudes here and there and just piecemealing it together. I don't know if they did that same album the same way they did this last one, but it looked kind of crazy if they got all these verses, made a whole album, put it together, mixed it down, and then sold it without nobody knowing, and selling it for $1 million on top of that, especially to this douchebag who got it. This Martin Shkreli dude. It looked crazy, bro. It looked crazy. Like, I don't like siding with one dude over the other. I don't like siding with one member over the other. And I'm not going to say what RZA's intentions was, because I don't know what RZA did and didn't do. But to put that album together and the Wu-Tang members of the clan have to find out about this album from the internet. You know what I'm saying, bro? That looked kind of crazy to me. When I first heard it, not knowing that Wu didn't know, I was like, damn, that's a power move to sell one album for $1 million when you first hear it. It's like, oh, they selling one album for $1 million. That's kind of dope, man. Like, who does that? Like, blah, blah. Then you realize no one else gonna ever hear it. He can't make no copies of it. He can't put none of the music, he can't do nothing with it for 100 years or some crazy shit. That sounds like some crazy shit Wu would do. So I'm like, so what's happening right now? What does this mean? Like, what's happening? Then they come to find out these dudes, half of them didn't even know the album exists, let alone it ain't a power move, because none of them heard that this was even happening until it was on TMZ or whatever. All hip hop and SOHH and Baller Alert and all that. Until they came out, they didn't even know. So I'm like, what's going on over there? What's going on at the Wu Mansion, dog? Like, what's happening over here? So we get this wild ass scenario of there's this Wu-Tang album, nobody knows, nobody getting paid, which is the other issue. You got this crazy nut Skrelly going out disrespectful for the Ghost, disrespectful just to the whole Wu-Tang. You got that. Then you got Wu have always been in the middle of controversies within their clan. When they dropped, I think it was A Better Tomorrow or something, they was mad at the beats RZA made, and just a whole bunch of stuff. And Ray came out saying that the album was trash and don't get it. It was just all this crazy nonsense. Now you got Ugar suing for apparently back royalties and whatever else he's suing for. It's just like turmoil. And he says it on the album that, you know, I'm gonna fight with my brothers. You can't fight with them, but it is what it is. We are part of this too. And these albums come out, they have features from each other. They have, you know, you got Ray on everybody's joint, and Meth always there. But it's just like what this thing could have been. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that, again, I don't know about this logo thing. Something about, I don't know how true it is, but something about the Wu-Tang logo, you got to get permission from RZA to use it. And the only way they can use it is they have to mark it up, do variations of it, they have to change it some kind of way so that it's not identical to the original logo. I understand how it is when you have a team this big. We had the Mud Kids, and I was the head of the Mud Kids. It was about, by the time it was done, it was probably 8 or 9 of us. You need someone that's going to focus the whole thing. I get that make all the moves, to try to put it together, and everybody go out and do their job. I understand that. But if you trademark the logo in the name of the team, I understand that you are the person that orchestrated the logo. You probably marked it up a certain way, and then the illustrator went out, did it based on your specifications, and you are the designer. But you're designing that for the Wu. You're designing that for the team. Once that logo guy's paid, because this is not RZA clan. This shit called Wu-Tang clan. That's a whole nother thing. Wu-Tang is a real thing already. So you jacking that from some other shit. But let's just stay focused. Wu-Tang clan has a logo. RZA trademarked the logo. But RZA's not Wu-Tang clan by itself. You're trademarking a concept for an entire clan, an entire team. That means the whole team should be able to use it. This is not a football team where you're the Oakland Raiders and that's your logo and players come and go, but you're Al Davis and you're the only one who can use it and you got to license it to whoever. This is not that. This is something y'all built as a team. 8-man unit till Capadonna got there or whatever. This was built as a team. Yes, you're the head of it. But you need your arm, your leg. You need all that. Why do they have to get permission to use that logo. It's just certain things I don't understand. And I respect RZA. I understand as the head of something that could be chaos if you don't run it a certain way. I don't understand this logo thing. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It does not make any sense to me. It does not make sense that you guys is looking for royalties. We hear this every time where there's a rapper looking for royalties for this, royalties for that. Just like Eric Sermon, when it had PMD had him robbed for money he thought he was supposed to have. At the end of the day, they found out that he got all his money, just blew it. So I understand that. But why is you God now saying that he's owed royalties for any reason? When he signed, I believe he signed directly to Wu-Tang Records, which again is a whole mess. I believe the Wu-Tang label was ran by RZA's brother or something like that. I only know this stuff from just years of accusations and things like that. And supposedly it's RZA's family running the label and things coming up missing. That's fine. RZA supposed to be, end of the day, you're the head of that. End of the day. It shouldn't be 10 years later, this guy still can't find his money because you don't know what's going on. End of the day, year one, when that got wacky and crazy and goofy and money is wacky and goofy and crazy, you supposed to sit everybody down. It ain't supposed to go 3 years, 4 years. Y'all still in the road. You got still, money still messed up. You're the head of it, bro. RZA, you're the head of it, dog. At the end of the day, you're supposed to sit everybody down. We need this accounted for, these numbers. Now, if you already know where the money went and that's the issue, then that's a different story. If nobody know where the money went and you got out here looking for his money, and this don't have to be no, we gonna settle this down the line. That paper, the dollars financials is easy. That's why they do taxes every year. They do taxes every year. IRS don't wait till you figure it out. April 15th, your taxes should be in there, bro. It ain't no funny business. So it shouldn't take 3, 4 years, 7 years of a dude money being funny to not know where it went. I'm just being honest with you. So I don't understand all this friction over money, just like Cash Money and Wayne. What's happening over there? I'm gonna tell you what's happening with that. This dude don't pay nobody. This dude feel like he put everybody on. Go out and get your own money. He like, I put my money into you. I'm not paying you. That's Baby's philosophy. He on some Trump. He don't pay producers. He don't feel like he gotta pay nobody. And what it is he spends so much money, he don't have Wayne's money. It ain't even that he don't want to pay. He don't got no 50 million to give him. Do you know this dude's lifestyle? You know, this dude's private jets. This dude has money, but it's tied up, bro. This dude ain't got no 50 million to just hand this guy. His money's tied up in other projects, all in the label, all over the place. His money's all over the place. Why do you think he's getting kicked out of mansions and stuff? This dude money is tied up. Wayne ain't gonna never get 50 million. Never. Never. That's never gonna happen. That's why they starting to make up, because he's gonna slowly give him, break him off this, break him off that. But there will never be a day where you see Baby has cut a check for $50 million to Lil Wayne. Hold your breath. So I said it to say this. With this RZA thing, I don't understand all this money issue with this You Got stuff. RZA's not on the album, clearly. You Got wasn't on the Wu-Tang album, clearly. I think You Got just got on a remix, one of the tracks off the Wu-Tang. He got on the remix. He wasn't on the album. This is splintered, bro. And Wu-Tang worse than Bone Thugs almost. Like, not really. Bone Thugs is pretty bad. they pretty bad. But it's just coming and going, and yeah, we fight, and we're going to fight publicly. But at this point, yeah, you fight in your 20s. You fight in your 30s. Bro, y'all in y'all 40s. We ain't fighting in our 40s, bro. At this point, this one, we starting to settle in. This where dudes could die tomorrow from heart disease. Dudes could pass away from thyroid, you know what I'm saying, disorder. Like, we can't still be fighting, bro. Like, at this point, money supposed to be split up. This where we supposed to be selling in with our retirements. These last couple tours, these are where we are building our nest egg. This shouldn't be no fighting at this point. It shouldn't be no fighting. At this point, this don't sound like we fighting because we mad at each other personally. This sound like money issues are in the middle. This got to be settled, bro. But in the end of the day, that's just my little rant for this whole You Got, how I feel about this situation. The You Got book, the Raw book, like I said, I'm like a third into it. It's very engaging. I got to get further, and I want more Wu-Tang. I'm only in the street stuff, everything that's happening in the streets, and I got to get a little further into it for the Wu stuff. But what I'm hearing is good. It's a lot of stuff I didn't know. It's very visual about New York, about the crime in New York, about the hip-hop scene in New York. I grew up the same way. So it's just like you telling me stories. You can just put that whole book in D.C. where I'm from, and it's the same stories that we lived through. It's all real. It's vivid. And I think it's worth reading. So I applaud You Got. It ain't it ain't freaking Shakespeare or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to know. Like I read the DMX book and a couple other books, hip hop books, and it's good to learn these things about these guys' life. They real people. They're not these mythological characters that we build them up to be. They had issues, they had problems, and they had ways to resolve them, and that's how it went. So I want to get into this album, Venom. I'm gonna be honest with you. After Wu kind of took that dip, I really didn't listen to. I have never listened to a full You Got album. This is my first full You Got album. I've heard songs from You Got here and there, but like I said, I have not been that intrigued to hear a full You Got album. And I want to say that to say this. This is a quality album. This is better, way better than I thought it would be. By me not even hearing that much of You Got and what I did hear, it was okay. They weren't bad or good verse. I liked You Got. I never found fault with him as much as other people used to. Back in the day, it was like a lot of people was funny on You Got. Let's say that. Like the real lyricists, like, but if you wasn't a grimy in your face boom bap guy, you didn't really get all of you guys nuances. But I never had a problem with You Got. So I want to go into this album review. You gotta remember, I've never heard a full You Got album. So I have no expectations. I have no preconceived notions. This is what it is to me. Venom, You Got. It's on Baby Grand Records. They've been doing their thing for a while. I think Baby Grand, about 20 years. They've been around just as long as the other one, the Evidence's record label. They've been around a minute. Baby Grand been around. I think that's Gene Gray and all that team. Baby Grand been around for a while. So salute to them. I love veterans that maintain a certain level of quality. I love veteran labels, veteran MCs, veteran producers. I love that. And that's why my channel is dedicated to that. So we're going to go into this. You Got Venom album. It's produced by DJ Green Lantern is on here, DJ Homicide, Large Professor, Lord Finesse, Il Tao, Powers Pleasant, Jose Reynoso. I hope I said that right. And I believe that's it. But they vary. I'm going to tell you what producer produced what. And I'm going to go into, how I feel about these songs. First song, Exordium, produced by Il Tao. So I don't know of a better way that he could have started this album. This is a perfect intro. It's a classic symphonic. I think it's like a black exploitation type of sample loop. This is what we have grown to expect when we are trying to get a classic Wu feel. This is a dope record. And it's short, but it's an intro. I think he set it off very nice. One thing I do say about You Got, he does not use any backups. Like when I say backups, there is no background vocals. He's raw on the mic. He spits the whole verse. It doesn't sound like a lot of punching in. It sounds like he goes beginning to end on the verse, and that's it. It doesn't go do no backups like, yeah, dope, say the word, repeat the word, none of that. All 14 tracks are straight through. There is no a whole lot of like doubling his vocals and all that. There's not a lot of effects. So cheers to that. You know what I'm saying? That's hip hop in its rawest form. A DJ, a MC with a mic, and that's all You Got does. So I gotta add points to my review just for that. It's like pure. Next song, Unstoppable, produced by Powers Pleasant or Plaisant. Either way, one or the other. I hope I said it right. Powers. This joint's dope. It got a Kanye feel. It feels like a newer school record, as far as not new school but newer. Like I want to say mid 2000s, like that kind of feel when Kanye was doing his thing and adding that bounce to the samples that they were using. It's a good look. I think he's taking a risk right here because it doesn't feel like, and there's nothing else like this on the album. It feels like it's out of his comfort zone, but it's good. That's another good song. I think Powers Pleasant did a good job with the production. Next song, Epicenter, featuring Raekwon, Inspector Deck, and Scotty Waddy, produced by DJ Green Lantern. This is probably the dopest joint, the hardest joint on here. It's a headbanger. This joint gave me the ugly face, like Dale say. It gave me the ugly face. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, yo, this joint's nuts. I was very, like, I like this weird shit. I like this crazy RZA, like ish production is dope. This is this is the lead single. I think he did it. I think he did it right. I don't have no problem so far. We're gonna move on to the next song, Bit the Dust. Hood Tail, repetitive guitar sample with a hard beat, produced by DJ Homicide and Jose Reynoso. Jose Reynoso is all over this joint, and he hits or miss, but he does a lot of good work. I think they complement each other. I think his style of production is right where You Got vocals are. Those choppy, hard bars where they're just very blunt, very in your face. The vocals match the beats perfectly. I think this guy is fit. They're made for each other. I don't know if they're related or not, but they seem very in sync with each other. Next song, Elegance, featuring Nomadic, I believe, Nomadic. Nomadic kills this. This is probably my favorite song on here, just based on that beautiful Gangstar sample, how they flipped that Moment of Truth sample, and it feels like some prime 50 Cent. Like this is a dope record. And I'm gonna say something crazy. This record should get radio, and I know not radio not in the modern form of radio. This should get radio if they want to feel a different sound. This is a dope record. I think people would like this record if they gave it a chance. Elegance, this song, I played this song probably 10, 15 times already. This is a song on repeat. It's very dope. Next song, Climate, featuring Scotty Waddy. This is a dope cinematic piano and strings. It's like a Dre-ish type of beat. He's talking hip hop. He's just just comparing back then to now. It's another joint. Every joint on here has a You Got touch. It doesn't try to be anything but You Got, blunt in your face, punch in the mouth type of joints. Some of these joints I rock with, some of them I don't. This one's okay. So you'll see at the end my sum up of how I feel about the album overall. Next song, Felon, produced by Large Professor. I don't know if Large Professor gave him this beat or he went through a bunch of beats and picked it. It's okay. I was not really into this one. The hook and none of this. I get what he's going for. This is for dudes in the system, and it's trying to make you feel what they feeling or what have you. But I won't be really playing this one too much. But shout out to Large P. This is one of the greatest producers of all time. Should be in the top 20 producers of all time, just off his work. Next song, Legacy, low key, muddled groove. This was produced by DJ Homicide and Jose Reynoso. Understated horns. It seems like a lot of beats that You Got picked, they're gonna all have, the majority of them gonna have horns. They're gonna have a a brass section, for lack of a better word. It seems like that's his ear. He loves horns. If you go to this album, he loves horns and funk guitar, stuff like that. So you're always getting that with You God from what I'm hearing. And it's not a bad song. There's nothing whack on this album. Nothing trash. Nothing. Even if I like the song or don't, even if the song is not as strong to me, it doesn't matter. Everything on here is pretty much dope hip hop. And if you like hip hop, boom bap, it's just certain levels of it that I like more than others. Next song, Whole World Watching. More horns, like I said, low bass. It's a slow tempo. You God has the choppy flow that you always have. That brash knuckles is crazy. That brash flow is just hard. There's nothing surprising. You know what I'm saying? This is Lord Finesse and the Boss Man. They both produced this. It's not bad. I think I think Lord Finesse and Large Professor, I think You God picked his sound. They both got better beats than the beats that's on here. But I think that You God is picking for You God's ear because he has a certain type of eclectic thing that he's going for, and he's achieving it for what he's looking for. Next song, XXX featuring Method Man, produced by DJ Homicide. This is a strong track. I like it. It's more up tempo because most of You God stuff is down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know 70s, 80s. I don't know his tempo, but this one is much more upbeat. I really dig this joint. It's a nice hook. The mix down is great. Him and Meth work great on this. I think that when he does, it seemed like You God low key like these female joints, man. He got a lot to say about these females, and that's what makes him interesting. He's not exactly what you think he's gonna be. Next song, Jackpot, performed by Scotty Waddy. Is very wizard, very RZA, very woo. The flat snare, ill loop. I like dude probably. This is crazy to say. Dude sound like Diamond D to me. I'm like, is this really like? I'm listening. I'm like, this might be Diamond D. This sound like did Diamond D change his name? Like, did this dude sound like Diamond D? The verses, the structure, the bar, the flow, everything. It's like, if this ain't Diamond D, this is brother, or this dude really like Diamond D. This might be the best verse on this whole album. This dude go nuts. You God ain't even on this song. This joint is crazy. So salute to this. This dude got busy. Next song, Wisdom. His mom's on the intro, sounding like Gloria Carter. I like this. When people put their mom, it's cool. I don't have no problems with it. This is another beat. I think it's very 2000-ish, Rockefeller-ish. I think that it's good. It's bringing back that feel, that late 90s, early 2000s, that D block, all that. I love that feel, and he did a good job. Last song, Venom. DJ Green Lantern did that. Wisdom was by Jose Reynoso, along with Jackpot, DJ Homicide. They all over this. They did good work. They did strong beats. I give this album, and I was torn with it, but I'm gonna give this album a B. Now you know that my B's are a little more. My B's and C's are a little more intricate. I have more levels, so put it like this: I'm giving it a B. But my things go B plus, B plus plus, B plus plus plus. You got to get 4 pluses to make an A. So that tells you where I'm putting it. I'm gonna be real with you. I was really leaning toward C with 4 pluses, right there under a B. But I had to notch it up just because some of the songs are so strong. So this is a hard. This is a hard C with some notches up for a couple of the songs being so strong, they outweighed the ones that weren't. So like Epicenter and Elegance, they're so strong. Triple X, the intro, so they're so strong it outweighed a lot of the other stuff. So I'm gonna give this a B. It's a point B, no B plus, no none of that. But it's a good album. You need to go listen to it. Check out You God. Check out Audio Liquor Magazine, the other channel. I'm about to start doing mad live reviews on there. Check out Dale's reviews on the other channel. Salute to you just for watching, man. Shout out to the Wu Heads, Wu-Tang Clan. Get in the comments. Tell me what you like, don't like. It is what it is. Chuckwick Ill, CLBMG. Like it, don't like it. Do what you want to do. Till next time. Peace.